Okay, recording. Okay, so hey guys, and today I'm gonna be reacting to the newest death battle. Today I'm gonna be reacting to Miles Morales Spider-Man from Marvel and Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku from My Hero Academia. Now I'm now this like now this was the matchup. This was the matchup I wanted Deku to have instead of Asta because I thought this was like I always thought this made more sense. I mean, I am happy that Miles is getting a run back. I liked his episode with Static, and I'm also happy that Midoriya is getting a run back since the manga for My Hero Academia ended like almost last year, and I really did not like his episode with Asta, mostly because of like how Asta was treated in the analysis and like how badly he was mischaracterized, and the sprite animation didn't do justice for me. But I heard this was like I saw the sneak peek like before this episode was announced, and like it's gonna be in like hand drawn. Maybe it's I from what I heard, it's probably animated by the same guy that did the Mahito versus Shigaraki. So basically, my prediction. So when it comes to raw power, Miles has like a really impressive speeds, since he should be able to scale to the some of the other Spider-Man, and like I heard like he should be scaling to like the low tier Iron Man armors. I heard like the highest noted feat is like him surviving an explosion that could like vaporize Harlem, which is which is like around like 55 megatons, and like he could possibly upscale to that to like over like 1 gigaton, which is like strong enough to like destroy like a mountain. Meanwhile, like Deku has like other really high feats with like feats that are like the higher tier feats, which are like between the gigaton and even the teraton range. So that should mean that like even by like low end, Deku should be stronger than Miles. Speed's kind of debatable from because like I heard like Miles can dodge like lasers and like light, which should put him around the relativistic speed ranges. And then Deku should be around that level as well, even though like they Midoriya isn't like fully light speed in base, but like they both have like really similar reaction speeds, with like no one's like outclassing the other in like a significant gap way. And then like for the arsenal and abilities, Spider-Man like yeah, he has like the Spidey sense, which is like really versatile, and he can track an opponent's movements really effectively, and like he is able to like counter, like he has invisibility. I'm kind of thinking that the Spidey sense might be better than Danger Sense, because like I feel like there's like more limits to that from what I remember from Midoriya's other episode, I think, or maybe they didn't say that, but I'm probably thinking that the Spidey sense might be better precog than Danger Sense is. But I feel like Deku does have some ways around it, like quirks like a Black Whip, which can help with offense and defense, and like the other quirks can provide like better versatility when it comes to like combat, like Fajin, which like wait I know I know My Hero Academia. I'm just searching what Fajin is for a second. I I just need to make sure I got I have it right. So basically, it's like that quirk. Fajin is the quirk that allows like the user to like build up kinetic energy by like repeating like regular actions and then like storing it for like storing like the other like energy for like later use. And then gear shift is literally that quirk where like he touches something and like he like changes the speed of like a certain thing. Wait, just just to verify. Yeah, it literally manipulates the speed and the trajectory of like any object he touches. And like it can like alter like inertia. And then when it comes to like the tertiary factors, like so like to sum that up, like Miles literally has the advantage in stealth because of his invisibility, and then he has the edge in agility. But like Midoriya has like the overall versatility because of like the multiple quirks he has aside from One for All, and like more offense options. And like Midoriya's range should be like better enhanced because like he can like create air shock waves with Air Force, and then he can like literally attack from a distance, which would like give like a way better advantage for range than like most of like Miles like web-based attacks. And I think when it comes to experience, Deku, he has really good training, but he's only been training for like about a year and a half after he entered UA High. Meanwhile, Miles has been like fighting crime as Spider-Man since he was 14, and he's been like, from what I heard, like he's been the Spider-Man for like 4 years in his run. So that means like Miles would have more training and practical experience. However, I feel like when it comes to intelligence, both of them are like really like intelligent fighters, but like Deku should have like the better and like skills when it comes to like analyzing and like outthinking his opponents and like adapting during the fight. So while I feel like Miles might have more experience, I kind of think like Midoriya is just way more powerful. He is the more adaptable fighter, and like he has a greater range of like offense, which would just overwhelm Miles, honestly. So I'm kind of leaning Deku on this one, but we'll see.
Miles Morales versus Izuku Midoriya.
Spider-Man versus Deku. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze
I didn't hear that. Wait.
Miles Morales versus Izuku Midoriya.
Yeah.
Spider-Man versus Deku.
Spider-Man versus Deku.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Alright.
All right, let's take this from the top again.
I
This
love that
is Peter
reference from
Parker. He was bitten
Into
by
the
a
Spider-Verse.
radioactive spider, and for who knows how long, he's been the one and only Spider-Man.
A
Yep.
friendly neighbor to all of New York City.
Yes,
in a
he is.
universe filled with super soldiers, hulking green Goliaths, and world-shattering gods,
Thor,
Spider-Man is there
Spider-Man,
to look out
Hulk,
for the little guy.
Captain America,
But in
Hulk.
a multiverse of infinite possibilities, that doesn't
Yeah,
always
it's
last
literally
forever.
a
Like
different,
in Universe
universe for a mile.
1610, when NYC's Webhead got iced on the job.
The
Yeah,
city was
he's
left
dead.
without its protector.
Yeah, I remember that scene.
Unfortunately,
That made me
Peter
cry.
wasn't the only one who got bit. Enter Miles
Miles
Morales,
Morales.
a young teen from Brooklyn just trying to figure out his place in the world. And now he had it thrust upon him.
Yep.
The canon event to start all
17
canon events.
graffiti,
Now it was Miles' turn
Herald
to be
of
the hero the
Anansi,
Big Apple needed,
champion,
and he had
ultimate
all the
adventure.
usual spider kit
Like
to help him
Naruto,
out.
This spider
DVD,
carried the
JoJo,
Oz formula,
Gwen.
a genetics-enhancing serum that
dislikes
granted
canon
Miles
events
superhuman
and-
strength, speed, and the ability to alter his body's electron
Yep,
attraction
speed,
to
strength,
crawl
and, like,
along any
yep.
surface.
And you can't
Uh-huh.
forget that classic spider sense.
Spidey
an
sense,
internal warning system that lets Miles know about incoming threats so he can react ahead of time. He
Yeah,
even got an upgrade
basically.
that acts like a radar, letting him see through stuff.
But no
Oh,
spider person
it's
is
a
complete
like
without
radar.
their
Oh, that's
web
gonna help.
shooters. Given to him by
Animash
Peter's Aunt
vibranium,
May, these
Wakandan
webs
web
have all sorts
shooters,
of applications
wall crawling,
between swinging,
invisibility,
grabbing,
yep.
restraining, projectiling,
And the venom powers.
and being made into constructs.
Oh yeah, he has
Not having
bioelectricity
Peter
stuff.
around to show him the ropes made things a lot tougher, though. And between mishaps with wall crawling and web slinging, Miles got off to a rocky start.
Yes, he
Like
did.
any typical teenager, he had a lot of self-doubt.
Yeah,
Could
he
he
did,
keep up in
he did.
school? What was the right way to talk to girls?
And how could
Okay.
he live up to being
I
Spider-Man
love
when
that.
one of the villains he had to face turned out to be his very own uncle?
Yeah, Uncle Aaron
Makes
is the
family
prowler.
dinner so awkward. All that trying to kill you stuff.
Fortunately,
Mm-hmm.
Miles had a leg up on every other superhero known to man.
Yeah.
Living parents. Better yet,
Oh, yeah, his-
loving
yeah, his
parents.
parents are
They
living.
supported him when things got tough, even
And
if
his
they
dad's
didn't
cop.
always see eye to eye. And thanks to them, he learned that the best way to be Spider-Man wasn't to do
be-
it like Peter, but
to
to
be
do
yourself.
it his own way.
And it helped that
Yeah,
this
don't be a
particular spider
copycat.
had a bit more to its bite than Peter's. Miles has a variety of unique powers.
Yes, he does.
Like invisibility.
Invisibility,
and
yep.
venom.
Not like
And the
Tom
Venom.
Hardy, though it is
Yeah,
weird
not
to
Tom
give
Hardy.
your main power the same name as one of your bad guys. Come on,
Coincidental
Spidey,
naming.
branding is important.
Miles can harness his own bioelectric energy.
Yeah,
and
bioelectric
weaponize
energy,
it,
yeah,
which
he
is
can utilize
especially
that.
effective against individuals with genetic mutations.
Punching,
Oh, yeah, he
absorbing,
can deal with
blasting,
genetic
mega
mutations.
blasting.
I'm wondering
Hell,
how that's
he can
gonna
even
work
make
against Fork.
electric constructs out of this stuff, like biowebbing and a damn sword.
Oh, he
Jeez,
can
what
make
kind of
biowebbing and
spider
sword
was
out of
this?
it. Oh,
It's not
I didn't know
entirely
about
science
that.
fiction. Studies have shown that certain species of spiders, such as the Linnaeus, have a process known as ballooning. By spinning a thread of their silk, they can use the Earth's natural electric fields to fly,
Okay.
traveling up to hundreds of miles. No pun
Miles.
intended.
Well, whatever kind of bite
The
it
irony
was,
in that
it gave
naming
Miles
was-
the edge he needed to find his worth as Spider-Man.
Miles can dodge gunshots, missiles,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and lightning bolts. He survived all sorts of beatings, including
Yes, he
a
did.
building exploding on top of him.
Oh, geez, Spidey could lift buildings and dodge light speed attacks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Miles is more than a match for him.
Like the time he absorbed the energy of a
Mhm.
bomb that was
Insomniac,
going to
Spider-Man.
vaporize Harlem.
I'm not
a
gonna
blast
read all
would have
that
equaled
at once.
15 million tons of TNT.
He's
15
gotten
million
kudos
tons of
from a
TNT.
ton
That's-
of older heroes too,
that's a lot of TNT.
becoming a member of the New Ultimates and the Avengers. He even helped form the Champions, a team of teenage superheroes with the likes
Yeah,
of Miss
Kamala
Marvel
Khan.
and Ironheart.
The king of Wakanda
yep.
himself even suited him up with some Wakandan vibranium.
The same stuff as
That's
T'Challa's
literally the
own
same as
suit.
Black
This super
Panther's
rare and
suit.
tough metal can absorb kinetic energy and vibrational impacts.
It helps to regulate Miles's
Oh, that's
venom
gonna help.
powers too, allowing him
might
to
help.
better control his electrical output.
The vibranium is thinner to better fit his acrobatic fighting style, but it can still shake off most fatal attacks like they're nothing. This stuff is tough enough that Deadpool's swords
Deadpool's
have
sword
shattered
couldn't even
against
cut it.
Though it's not as durable as, say, Captain
Captain
America's
America's
shield,
shield.
and enough kinetic energy will overload it.
Don't
Oh,
be
okay.
near it when it does, or you'll end up like the Falcon here when he used his vibranium wings to stop a bomb that was gonna blow up New York
Oh,
City.
that's-
twice now. Does any other city have to deal with this stuff?
I
When
don't know,
vibranium
man.
and spider
Maybe.
powers still aren't enough, Miles can push his electrical output into overdrive.
Ooh.
Giving him huge boosts in strength and speed, and making him a whole lot zappier. It's your classic
how
shonen
much,
power
though?
up, and he knows it too. He's a bit of a weeb and has a thing for mimicking some favorites.
Despite his initial insecurities, Miles has more than managed to live up to his predecessor. No longer standing in the shadow, but side by side.
Yeah.
Literally, his universe got blown up and he was sent to the main 616 timeline, along with his
Oh,
family.
right, he got
and
sent to
now
the
it's him
616
and
timeline
Peter
when
as
the
a
Ultimate
pair
Universe
of
got
Spider Bros.
Destroyed.
He's even become one of the big players of the
Dragon,
Spider-Verse,
lived in
teaming up
most
with
of
all
the
sorts of
buildings,
other
took hits
spider
from
variants
giant
to
women,
defend the
missiles,
multiverse.
lightning,
There's
lasers.
anime spider
Cookie the
people,
Prowler,
robot spider
Venom,
people, dinosaur
Green
spider
Kingpin,
people,
Mr. Negative,
spider
and
spider
Robin.
people, a whole lot of them, each with their own way of
That's
getting
a
the
lot of
job
people.
done. Miles even led them into battle against the Inheritors, a bunch of interdimensional vampire assholes.
This is what Stan Lee was
It was done
proudest
accidentally,
of
but I
in
think
his
it was the
favorite
best thing we did,
superhero.
making-
Regardless of who
I
they were,
couldn't
any
read
sort
that
of person
fast.
could wear the mask and do the right thing. For so long as we stay true to ourselves and help others in our own unique ways, then anyone can be a hero.
Yeah. Huh.
But what
All right,
is
Deku,
a
this
hero?
episode contains
To the
spoilers for the
citizens of
ending of My Hero
Japan, there
Academia.
was no
I
one
knew
more
about that,
synonymous with
so-
the word than their symbol of peace.
All
Oh.
Might, the
I
big
am
numero uno.
here.
With a smile on his
Young
face, he
Midoriya.
could save anyone and win any
That's my
fight,
impression
no
of the,
matter
the
what.
dub,
Or so
English
it
dub voice
seemed.
by Chris
After a
Rock.
battle with his arch nemesis All For One, All Might was grievously injured.
Yeah,
his
that
time
fight
as a
was,
beacon
like,
of hope
amazing.
was
That
coming
fight
to
was
an
one of
end,
my
and he would
favorites
need to
of
find
the
someone
series.
to pass on the torch.
In this world, most human beings evolve to have their own individual
Yeah,
superpowers, or
yeah.
quirks.
Most
but
of them
not
do.
everyone is lucky enough to get one. Like
Yeah, I
this
know.
kid named Izuku Midoriya, or as local bully Bakugo like to
Bakugo.
call him,
Deku.
the good-for-nothing Deku.
Yep.
Izuku wanted to save
He's
people
16,
just
but
like
he's 24
All
in the
Might,
post-time
but
skip,
even his
future
idol
part-time
told him
hero,
that he would have to
7
give
course,
up on his
Crocodile.
dreams.
Forever
Romantic
the beta
interest.
male
Oh,
in the
you know one
shadow
of
of
them.
Bakugo and his Sigma quirk until he
Or,
got the
it's- they're-
chance
they're either
to
talking
alpha
about
up
or
and lend
Bakugo.
his rival a helping hand, proving himself worthy
Yeah,
of
that
All
took guts
Might's
to do,
torch.
like
And
him
so
trying to
after
save
months of
Bakugo and
training,
stuff like that.
Izuku was granted All Might's quirk, One for All.
One
This
for
power
all.
allows him to boost his strength to incredible heights,
Yep.
using it for smashing attacks named after specific
Yeah,
US
specific
locales
United
and
States.
a soccer club.
And
Or
cities.
football, as they call it.
Yeah,
Straight
football,
punches,
that makes more
spikes,
sense
even
than
finger
soccer
flicks.
anyways.
One for All is the ultimate in strength-enhancing quirks.
The first time he used it, Izuku
Yeah, he
destroyed
literally
this
punched
giant
the fucking
robot in a
robot
single
in, like, the
blow
first few
on
episodes.
accident. Too bad it wasn't the only thing he destroyed, though.
Yeah, his arm was
Damn, that
literally
looks like it
destroyed
hurts.
that time.
One for All's power was so great that the recoil would shatter
It shatters
Izuku's limbs
bones,
when
bro.
he used it. In the hands of an improper vessel, One for All could cause their body to explode.
Yeah,
so Izuku
literally,
would
your
need
arms
to
are gonna
continuously
explode,
train
like,
to
if
master
you're not
it at
bodily,
his hero
body isn't
academia.
trained.
Say that again.
UA High.
Here he'd be inspired by Girly Pop Uraraka to turn his
Girly
zero
Pop
name
Uraraka.
into his hero name, becoming the Deku who always does his best.
Yeah.
Something that he may have
Believe in the
taken too
Deku who
far.
believes
When
in
it
you.
came to saving people, Do
Wrong
Your
anime.
Best here had a bad habit of putting others way before himself. Sure, everyone else was okay, but he'd be good for nothing all over again
Yeah.
if he got himself paralyzed.
So to cut down on his hospital bill, he developed full cowling.
Full cowling,
Instead
yep.
of using his quirk in short bursts, he would continuously spread the energy across his body at low percentages,
much.
using it for acrobatics inspired by Bakugo's explosive movements.
And with that new thinking came a new fighting style. Shoot
Shoot style.
To use a stronger limb that'd be less likely to break, Deku took a page from Nerd Emoji Ida's book
Yeah, Ida
and switched to
usually
focusing on
fights with
kicks
his,
to pack in more of a
kicks.
punch. Yeah.
And that power would be needed. After a climactic battle with All For One, All Might would be forced into retirement.
Yeah, All Might
just
retired
a few
after
months
that
into
fight.
Deku's training. Now
Because
it
he
was
pretty much
his
used
turn
all
to
of
face this
One for
demon
All to
lord.
defeat
But he
All
didn't
for
have
One.
to do it alone. Just as All Might had passed One for All onto Deku,
Yep.
it had been passed onto All Might
Yeah,
by
it's
his
pretty much a
master, and onto her
generational
by her master.
transferable
One
quirk.
for All was a power that was built upon for generations.
The
Yeah.
quirks of the previous users of One for All manifested in Deku,
Pretty
along
much.
with their spirits, or vestiges, to help him in
Vestiges,
his
yep.
battle against All For One.
Black Whip gives him energy tendrils
Course,
to
One
swing
for All,
around and
Gear Shift,
restrain
Black Whip,
foes.
Fudge, and
They can
Smoke
also
Screen,
brace his
Defense,
arms
Float,
and
and
manually
Caution
control
Zeta,
his muscles
Air
if he
Force
can't
One.
move.
Float allows him to
Yeah.
soar high into the sky. By combining it with controlled
Yeah,
blasts of
float lets
pressurized
you fly
air,
in the
he
sky.
can effectively fly.
Danger
Yeah.
Sense detects incoming threats and unease,
Mm-hmm.
letting Deku react in advance. Though it's mostly like an alarm bell and doesn't tell him specifics like location or number of threats.
Yeah, it doesn't tell him the
Familiar?
location and other
Smoke
threats,
screen lets
unlike
him create a smoke screen.
Miles with
But he
the
can use it
Spidey
at full
sense because
blast
he
to
can
create
locate the location
a
of the
bigger
person.
smoke screen.
That's swell and all, but the real meat is in Fajin. After
Fajin,
building up
yep.
kinetic energy within his body, Deku can unleash it for bursts of strength and speed.
Yeah.
He's combined it with Black Whip to create the powerful Black Chain binding attack.
Oh, Black
and can use it in
Chain.
conjunction with full cowling to achieve full 100%.
Yeah,
equaling
full
All Might's
100%, yep.
full level of power without any recoil.
He once used it to outspeed a bullet shot by Lady Nagant,
Yeah.
a former hero turned villain who has a sniper rifle for an arm.
Yeah.
Whereas I
She
think I'm in love.
I
Nagant's
would have
bullet once crossed a
mistook her
distance
for
of
Motoko
around
Kusanagi if I
215 kilometers
watch
within a
the show.
fraction of a second. That's 6,700 times faster than sound. And Deku was moving so fast, the bullet seemed like it was standing still.
And he can go even faster than that with his final quirk,
That's slower
Gear
than-
Shift.
By touching a target, he can
Gear
control
shift.
its speed without abiding by the laws of inertia.
Yeah.
He can slow down foes to leave them frozen in the air, or move so fast he can punch multiple times in an instant.
Even
Yeah.
All For One's own protege Shigaraki couldn't track him.
Yeah,
And this is a
Shigaraki
dude
can
who
track
can
him.
catch
Deku can
light
forcefully
speed
transfer
laser
the
beams.
legends
It
of
does
one
have a
world to an
time limit
opponent.
though. After
Shigaraki
5
can
minutes of
attack
continuous
the soul,
use,
but he loses one of his
Deku's
force
body
each
will
time he does
catch
so.
up to his speed.
It requires they
suffocating him
ingest
as his
some of
cells
his DNA.
become unable to take in oxygen.
Not nearly as bad as One For All was
One for
suffocating
all,
him, though.
potential,
He's
number
been
one
doing
hero.
all
Number four
of
hero.
this shit in just the
Dark Knight
10th
Fortress,
grade.
Blue
I hadn't
Nail.
even figured out you can breathe through your
His
nose at
Koto
that point.
Aoyama,
The pressure of
Shigaraki
having to
also
save his
won
friends,
overall
the
generally
country,
defeated.
the entire world weighed
Can
on
you
Deku.
hit?
So he left
Can
UA
hit
to
you
fight this
really
war alone.
hard.
But alone
What is
was
the
never where
reference
Deku
to
fought
Oscar?
best. Having come from nothing, his admiration for his peers gave him strength, just as they admired his.
what's
Just
it?
the 10th.
Suffocating him as his cells become
Let's see that
unable
part
to
again,
take
so.
in oxygen.
Not nearly as bad as One For All was suffocating him, though. He's been doing all of this shit in just the 10th grade. I
Yeah,
hadn't even
pretty
figured
much
out you
10th
can breathe
grade.
through your nose at that point.
The pressure of having to save his friends, the country, the entire
Yeah, there's
world
that part where
weighed on
he
Deku. So he left UA to fight this war
for
alone.
But
temporary
alone was never where
period.
Deku fought best. Having come from nothing, his admiration for his peers gave him strength, just as they admired his strength and
Oh,
desire
yeah,
to help
this
others.
fight
Even
also made me
Bakugo
cry
came
because
around to him.
So when it
It's
came
him
time to
and
finally
his
put that
classmates.
demon lord back in hell, his classmates, teachers, mom, friends, enemy, and everyone else supported and cheered him on.
Pretty much.
Because that was the greatest threat to All For One's reign
Oh, the
all
last
along.
chapter.
Not All Might, not Deku, not even One For All
Not even
itself.
One For All.
Just people helping each other out.
Yeah.
And with their help,
The power
Deku
of friendship,
defeated All For
everybody.
One once and for all, blowing a hole in this huge storm and parting the skies
Oh.
for a brighter future.
Though he did lose his quirk and
Oh,
have to
they're
retire
probably gonna
from
save that
hero work,
calculation
getting
for
a
later.
regular 9 to 5 as a teacher, passing on his knowledge to the next generation, just like every user of One For All before him.
Yep.
Some might say he peaked in high school. If not for the sick new armor he eventually got to go back to kicking butt. He even
Oh,
made
yeah,
it all
he
the
got
way
a new
back near
armor.
the top of
That's
the
last chapter.
rankings.
All with the help of his friends.
Mm-hmm.
For so long as we keep reaching out our hands to help those in need,
Yep.
everyone can be a hero.
You can be a hero.
Hello, it's me, Store-Bought Benjamin. I know
Hey,
what you're
Ben.
asking. Benjamin, what are you wearing?
Watch the original video, by the way. So, okay, so I'm kind of on the fence here. I'm kind of still on Deku's side, but they did say Miles does have that vibranium suit that could that's pretty much similar to Black Panther's own one, which can literally absorb kinetic energy, but there's a limit to I feel like if he's facing someone who's stronger than him, then I'm pretty sure that kinetic energy could just break through that. And they did say that Miles does have the thing where he could affect his bioelectricity can affect, unless I heard this wrong, which maybe I did, but there's that thing where he could affect people who are genetically altered, and that I feel like that's kind of what quirks are, because they're genetic, mostly genetics and stuff, and hereditary, I think that's the right word. And again, Miles might have the better precog because of because of the fact that the Spidey sense can detect things that are coming at him, and the same would go for danger sense, but they said danger sense is an alarm, and it doesn't help, it doesn't give their location, unlike the Spidey sense. But like, I know like Deku like did dodge that bullet from Lady Nagant, which was like 6,700 times faster than sound, and then Miles was like, why Miles can like dodge lightning and bullets and even lasers, but I'm pretty sure there's also like light speed stuff in My Hero Academia, so they did bring that up for Shigaraki, and they should probably bring it up here. So maybe like the speed is like the more debatable one, but like freaking like again, Miles would have the more experience because like he's been doing this for like 4 years at this point, and then Midoriya has only been a hero for like training for like literally a year and a half. So again, like, but the thing is like Deku has so many quirks that like would just give him like the versatility advantage, but then at the same time Miles does have that bioelectric thing about like he can like affect genetically altered foes, but like would it only go for like one of his quirks, or like all of his quirks would be gone? I'm not sure if I got that, but then again, like Deku like did like perform that cloud dispersing feat, which they did bring up. They haven't calculated. I know they didn't calculate that. I'm pretty sure they're going to calculate it later on. But then again, like I know Miles can create a sword out of bioelectricity, and like he does have that overdrive thing, which could like boost his stats and speed, strength, and like all of his stats. And then Deku does have that with whatchamacallit, the like when he goes like boosts into like 100%. But I feel like the thing is like Miles might have an advantage with like if Deku like breaks one of his arms and like uses like so much energy and like it harms him, then maybe Miles might have a good shot of winning. But I'm kind of like just given like the versatility and like the destructive, possibly destructive, superior destructive power, and like the better ranged options. I know both of them can fly, but like Deku can use like float, and then Miles has his web slinging ability. So all in all, I just think like the greater range of like abilities, better adaptability, and like superior firepower, I just think Miles would just get overwhelmed by like so much that Deku has. Because I feel like Deku isn't at Miles' level. He should be far above it. So I'm kind of leaning Deku on this one.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a
death battle! All right, we're going Deku, rooting and batting Deku. Oh, they're fighting in New York City. There's Miles. Oh, it's like a comic strip.
Huh?
There's Deku and then
Yo!
there's
More
Miles.
man and less spider than usual.
Whoa, I was looking for you. Care to show me what you can do?
All right, new guy. First lesson, don't watch the mouth.
Yo, watch the hand. Nice.
Watch the hands.
Oh, there's Delaware! Delaware smash. There we go. Okay, so nice dodging. There's a bioelectric fist.
Let's try that one more time.
Oh, the webbing.
Yes, who?
I can't use my full power here. Gotta take this
Oh, there's
somewhere
smoke
else.
screen. Oh, 100%.
You got the skills, man. I like that.
Oh, there, more or less. Oh, black whip. Oh, it's broken. He broke it. Oh, there's fight. Oh no, the back of really old York City? Oh, there's that
Moved us
chain,
to an abandoned part of the
Blackwood
city so we can go
thing.
all out. Because I
That
always do
building's
my
done.
best.
I like these voices. It sounds like Miles, and like the Deku voice is probably better than the latest Rada, the one for Oscar's Death Battle. Ooh, clashing between the One for All and the Violent Pack.
If I'm gonna do my best,
Oh, like he's going. Oh, they're both
I gotta
going
do my own
into their
thing.
forms. Oh, that shot looks cool. Oh, there's that sword. Of course.
Cyril was right. Your quirk is amazing.
Yeah.
amazing is my buddy. They call me the ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh.
His suit has
Oh.
shock absorption, not nullification. So, it's got a limit.
Oh, it's got a limit. Oh, he's analyzing his opponent. Oh, that's so much. Oh. Cool. Oh, more bioelectricity.
Saito. Death Bang!
Let's go.
Beyond!
Ooh, go beyond. Ooh. Go. Go. Oh, oh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, my goodness. Did that get him? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. You really are the
The
ultimate.
ultimate. Damn.
Heyo! Vaya con Dios, Aranya Hoven.
Let's start by talking about their superpowers,
Let's talk about the
which
superpowers,
matched up
yep.
quite evenly. Unsurprisingly, given the not-so-subtle inspiration for Deku's quirks,
True.
though they did have some edges over the other.
The spider sense gave Miles more insight on his
Yeah, he had
surroundings
more
and
insight
threats
on-
than danger sense, which
Like, yeah,
has been
better.
worked around before.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
meant Miles's invisibility was harder for danger
And
sense
the-
to
yeah,
detect when
the
he wasn't
invisibility
attacking,
too,
while
like,
the
he had
spider
trouble with.
sense's radar system allowed him to find Deku in a smokescreen. But Izuku's other quirks granted him advantages of his own.
Yeah,
Plot
like
was
all
a
the other
lot more
quirks
mobile
was
than
way better.
Webs, and Fa-Jin gave a bigger boost in
While Venom
strength
is
than
effective
Venom
against
did.
genetic
Since
mutants,
both
it can
had
be
some
resisted by
advantages and
those with higher
disadvantages,
durability
we're
or
gonna
pain
call
tolerance,
superpowers
such
the
as Ultimate
type.
Green
Next
Goblin.
up,
He's
speed.
Deku
Scaling to Peter,
withstood
Miles could dodge
attacks from
light-speed
Shigaraki in
attacks,
9.
which
Even if
actually
Venom Strike did
outpaced
paralyze
Izuku
Deku,
moving
he could pop
faster than that
fit his
cyber
body with
Fortunately
overlay.
for Deku,
Damn.
though, that wasn't his best.
Thanks to Gear
Yeah, that was
Shift,
not his
Deku
best.
could speed himself up to match Miles the same way he did to the light-catching Shigaraki.
Pretty much,
Even
Shigaraki,
worse for
yeah.
Spidey, one
Light
touch
speed
from
skills
Gear
for
Shift
Shigaraki,
could
yeah.
freeze him in place and make
And, like, he
dodging
can also-
totally
yeah, he
impossible.
can also alter
so
the
speed
speed
goes to Deku.
with
As for
Gear Shift.
skill, Deku was incredibly talented at analyzing an opponent's abilities
Yes,
and
he was.
coming up with strategies on the fly.
Yeah.
But Miles' powers and fighting style gave Deku few immediate openings.
Deku
Mm-hmm.
may have received more formal training at UA, but he was ultimately only active in hero work for a little under a year.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
only under a
Miles
year.
has been handling everything from neighborhood crooks to multiverse-ending gods for significantly longer.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's close,
Miles
but with
would
his
be the
greater
more
experience,
skillful guy.
skill goes to Miles.
Yeah.
And that means the biggest deciding factor is raw strength.
Raw strength,
And
yeah.
that was no contest.
Yeah, it was no
Miles
contest at
absorbing
all.
the energy of that bomb was nothing to scoff at.
Yeah,
but
15 megatons of
overwhelming
TNT
power
is
is what
impressive.
One for All is all about.
When Deku defeated
Yeah,
All
like,
for One, the
yeah,
energy
Deku was
needed
far
to
above
part those
that.
clouds with this
Calculate
punch
that
had a
shit.
yield of 362
362
billion
gigatons of
tons of
TNT.
TNT, smashing the bomb Miles absorbed out of the water.
Bro, that's
But
way
it wasn't
more.
as simple as that. Miles is
And,
wearing
like,
a
if you
vibranium
could
suit
factor
after
in
all.
that
So
feat
the
with him and
question wasn't
Bakugo,
necessarily who was
that's even
stronger.
stronger.
It was if Miles' suit was tough enough to continuously absorb Deku's blows.
When the Falcon protected New York,
New York
from
would-
that
okay,
city-destroying
calculate
blast,
that.
it had a yield of 546
546
megatons.
megatons. That's
Impressive,
more, but-
Deku defeating All for One was still over 600 times stronger
Yeah,
than
that was way more
Vibranium's
stronger.
limit.
And Deku did that with One for All's embers, not the full package.
And remember, the Vibranium in Miles'
And
suit
that's
was
without,
much thinner
like,
than what Falcon and
even
Black
one
Panther
without
had,
them even
making it
calculating that
unlikely
speed
it could
that
absorb as strong of a blast.
Midoriya did
It's
with
there to provide
Bakugo.
more protection, sure, but there was no way it could survive all of what
Yeah,
Deku
no,
could dish
like-
out.
In this superpower
He just had
battle,
more
it was
superior
Izuku's
options.
overwhelming speed and immense strength that made him the winning hero.
Yeah.
And the morales of the story is...
The winner is Deku.
Good job, Deku.
Next time on Death Battle.
Next episode. Wait, is that hole? Was that Godzilla in that hole? Hulk vs. Godzilla?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
I can't believe we're really getting Hulk versus Godzilla. We're literally getting a another Marvel versus non-DC matchup after we just got Spider-Man and Deku fighting against each other. So yeah, I kind of thought this was kind of better than Deku versus Asta, honestly. Like that's not a hard thing to do. So, but yeah, it was sad. Like yeah, like that ending. You really are the ultimate. Yeah, like they literally made it look like a comic style fight, because in the beginning and the end, well, manga, it was more of them like a manga at the end. So now when it comes to the next one, I know Hulk's really strong, and then Godzilla has like I know like he appeared in Marvel in like several Marvel comics as well, so I don't know if they'll include that as well, but the thing is, like, Hulk has like had like 2 L's at this point, because like 1 L against Doomsday in like season 3, and then another L against Broly. So I'm kind of thinking, like, even though Hulk, I feel like the Marvel cosmology is like really high, obviously, like, and I know like Godzilla should be high as well, but I feel like Godzilla, like, I feel like the atom breath, I think that's what it's called, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Godzilla would have like more ranged options to use against Hulk. And the Hulk, it's usually most of the time, like, aside from like the thunderclapping stuff, I feel like he's more of like punching and like punches and kicks rather than like actual ranged attacks, I think. So they did make Spawn win against Ghost Rider, where the cosmology didn't even matter against Spawn. So I'm kind of thinking that's probably going to be the same way. Godzilla's probably going to win, and then Hulk's probably going to get another L. Even though I kind of want Hulk to win, I'm kind of leaning Godzilla on this one. So, but anyways, thank y'all for watching, and I'm sorry if this reaction is kind of like almost a little over a week late. So, thanks for watching, guys.